Hello guys, today I am going to be going over how to draw anatomy. You guys comment some things that you want me to show you how to draw, and also some color options that could work. And I am going to be looking up a color generating website, and we are going to make some sketches with 3 colors, kind of like the 3 marker challenge, but a little twist that I got off of Lavender Town's YouTube channel. Also, praise to ya girl. Um, so, okay, so let's get on to this by opening a new file. Okay. Now let it load. And I will show you guys how to draw anatomy first. So, anatomy isn't that hard to draw once you start realizing how simple it can be and the shapes that you should use for it. So, I'm going to use red for circles. So, okay. I know my spelling isn't so good. I just don't feel like spelling right now because I just got lectured about it. I'm going to have green as square. And there won't be very many squares in here. And then I'm going to have light blue as triangle. Angle. Okay, so that's our color sequence. I'm going to turn down the opacity a little of that layer. Okay. Back to MS Paint for now. I know, MS Paint, but it's better to learn on MS Paint than on any other thing. So, I gotta just trim this a little so that I can do the proportions for you guys. And you guys can learn a little bit more. Because, what's wrong with learning a little bit of proportion, huh? I recently got my proportions a little bit better. So I'm going to show you guys my proportions. Why am I not streaming? Okay, I should be streaming now. Let me reboot my. Okay, so I'm letting it reboot. Give it a minute. Okay, now I've rebooted. So let's get back to the video and proportions. So, you know the drill. This is going to be circle. This is going to be square. And this is going to be triangle. Now, there is a way of drawing known as shape text. So let me just shape figurating, or shape speaking in shape. So I know that's not how you spell language. I don't care. Back to the video. Shape language is what we're going to be talking about today. Shape language is when you use shapes to notify people about your character and what they do and what they act like. Round means they're more optimistic. Square means they're kind of boxed in. And triangle means that they're very adventurous and stuff. So, most of my characters revolve around mostly like about 15 circles. Yes, surprisingly 15. Mostly in the base making. So, let's get on with the thing. So, first I start out with a circle for the head, like every other person. I'm going to change that thickness. That is going to be the shape of our body. Then I have the green square as the body. Well, not for long. It won't stay the body. Then I am going to add 2 more circles for the chest. A little bit bigger. Don't worry. It won't stay that big. Okay, I know they're not even. Shut up. Let's stop. Leaving. Then we're gonna have a circle as the hips, like that. Have 2 circles here. And I know these circles aren't the best. 2 circles here for legs, and 2 more circles down here that are smaller. And this is
across the street.
And I know these proportions aren't that awesome. Just deal with it for now. I swear it will get better. Trust me. I am not trying to ridicule. But instead of using actual triangles to do the shapes, I'm gonna just use lines. So connecting these circles is triangles. And that makes the... Well, this is not how I usually draw them. I usually draw them a little bit more round and stuff. But I don't feel like using the curve tool because I'm just lazy today. So then you're gonna just make 2 long triangles going down like that, and 2 triangles like this to make the waist for an hourglass shape. That's how you have your main body right there. And the hands are just a random shape. But this is your main base for a character that I draw, because my characters are mostly here, let's count how many circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I use 16 circles in my development process. There will be very, very, very more circles to be had. But this is just the development stage. There is much more curves and stuff. So I'm going to zoom up here. Yes, using a word that's intelligent. Zoom. I'm going to take my pencil tool, and I'm going to take a light blue, and I'm going to draw the shape of the head that I want, which is mostly like a round chibi head. Because mostly I draw chibis like that. And I'm just drawing a random circles here for the face, drawing a nose, drawing a mouth shape. This is a very rough sketch, but I don't really care. Then I'm gonna actually take some focus into the body, give it some personality. Put in some fingers. This is just a legitimate rough sketch. I'm not really trying to do much here. I actually nailed my anatomy last night, and I was very happy, and I showed everyone in my family, except for my cousin Brittany, because I just didn't feel like it. That's not how I drew my boobie, but okay, whatever. So here's the body shapes that I used. And not the same exact pose, just a little bit more simplistic, and not too much. And draw my little triangle feet that I usually draw, because I'm not good at drawing feet or hands, so I try to do as simple as I can. I know they aren't the same looking, but that doesn't really matter because this is just a small development stage. I'm doing a live stream. Could you not? Go. Get out of my room. I'm using them. Here. Go. Close the door. It's my live stream, Brittany, not yours. My live stream, not yours. Dead silence. Okay, but back to the live stream. Back to what I was saying. This is just a rough sketch. This is not something fancy or anything. But time it will be. So let's get back to the video. Okay, so we're gonna take all this, and we're going to take it, and we're going to invert the color, and let me think twice about what I just did. Let's re-invert the color. Let's take some black, line it out. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so now that we got this done, we're gonna take this, we're gonna select her, we're gonna make her a little smaller so we can work a little bit more with bigger lines on her. And yeah, I know it. Now she's just pixels. Okay, so yeah, I know this is a really bad sketch right now, but that doesn't really matter right now. Right now it's just working on proportions. So now that we have this, we're going to copy her, and we are going to paste another version of her, and we are going to take her, and we are going to click rotate, and we're going to click her, we're going to flip her horizontal to do the back. And yeah, I know what you're about to say, but isn't this the wrong way to drawing? I don't care. Shut up. I really don't care. I am going to erase all this nonsense here. All her booby stuff and stuff. And like that. That's how you get the back end of a character. So you can do character development and have the right proportions. So yeah, let's get back to this. We're going to zoom up on her a little. And we are going to make some special colors. Like some seafoam greens to do on her. Or like some really bright stuff. Yeah, some really bright stuff suits well. I'm gonna use some eye vomit colors so we can make our eyes hurt. Why not? That's how I do, and that's how I always do. Okay, so we got these 4 basic colors that are not so basic, and we are going to get our pencil back out. Yes. Ooh, it's a magical pencil. Okay, so now we're gonna take our green, and we're going to add a little bit more decency to her, as I should say. A little, not too much. Okay, so let me just go back to her being normal. Okay, here we go. Now we're gonna take this, we're gonna put it on 3, and we're gonna zoom in, and we're gonna make some more appropriate lines, I should say, I think. But yes. We are going to make some more appropriate shaped curves to her to make her look a little bit more physique, I should say. I'm not sure. I'm using words I don't even know. To my small vocabulary. See, I can't even say vocabulary. See? Why am I even drawing? I just love that retarded looking face, though. It's like the best face. Now we are going to take it and we're going to go back to 2. We're going to zoom up a little on her. And we're going to do a little bit change. Give her a little bit change to her body height. And make it a little bit more decent. I should stop using words I don't know. But yes. Like so. And I should take these arms and I should move them down, shouldn't I? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm going to do that right now. Just gonna take these arms here, buddy. Gonna do a transparent selection. Gonna make them a little bit shorter. Here. There we go. Now it's time for this arm. A little bit smaller here. A little bit longer. Right there. We're going to take these legs, move them a little bit more together. I know, didn't do that right. I'm going to take these legs, move them a little bit closer here, because they're a little bit too far for my liking. There we go. Now she looks like a monstrosity, but I don't really care. This is just development. Later we'll get into depth. So now I'm going to take all the lines that are straight. Please don't sue me. And we're going to do them first, because I don't feel like doing curves nonsensically right now. So yeah. Then the bottom of her feet are just gonna be like that. So I really got them shaped. Okay, so these are some pretty eye-bleeding colors. Don't worry, they won't stay here for long. Now, along with anatomy, you need to know when enough is enough. By enough is enough, I mean proportions. Proportions are really important when you're drawing, because if you don't have the right proportions, you don't have the right shapes. And if you don't have the right shapes, you don't have the right proportions. That may have not made sense, but with each character you draw, they have to have a certain shape to them, and their personality has to reflect to their shapes that you use to draw them. Kind of like how, okay, I'm kind of boycotting from Lavender Town here, but she has a comic series, and her main character is a very bubbly, fun character, and she uses mostly circles for that character, and yeah, it's a pretty good comic series. You should totally go read it. But it's hard to know when it's time to stop when you're doing proportions, because proportions are just one of those things that you're like, oh, it's pretty chill, not much to do, not too bad, pretty good, don't need to worry about that. But yeah, you do need to worry about that, especially when you're drawing characters like this, and they got certain body forms, and they aren't like monstrosities. Unlike this, it's kind of a monstrosity. Now when you draw legs, you need to know that they need to be thicker than the width of the ear at the knee. So about 3 pixels is how far you need both sides of the knee to be from the ear. And if you don't have it like that, it can cause some development problems and so forth when drawing your character. Especially if the character has a very wonky proportions. That is never a good thing to have, because then you're like, oh no, how do I draw this character? I don't know. But it's always good to have a little diagram of a person to use when you're drawing human figures, like I am doing so right now. Yes, you may be like, oh my god, she's giving her large feet. Deal with it. That's how I draw my characters. But yeah, like that. And then you have some proportions going, and they're really nice. Now, when it comes to drawing fingers in MS Paint, it is very difficult. So you need to pay attention very closely. When you draw hands, you do them in a different color than your mighty color, because it causes eye damage if you squint too hard at one color and you have multiple colors in one section. So you're going to draw the hand shape first, and it should be larger than their eye a little. Well, it should be about the same size as their eye color piece. I don't know what I'm saying right now, but it should be like about the size of their neck, I would say. And thumb will always be a problem because people have troubles drawing thumb. I hear that a lot. And of course, it's hard drawing a thumb. It's a thumb. What, like, seriously, what were you expecting? It was going to be like the easiest thing in the world? No, it's not. Trust me, it took me 5 hours to draw a thumb. Not even kidding. Now, since you have the body proportions down, you want to take all of it, and you want to take all your colors that you were happy with, line them in black, like so. Then you're going to click select all, going to invert the color, we're going to click properties, I'm going to click black and white, and then you're going to go back to properties, turn off black and white, and then do again the inversion. Now, yes, this looks stupid. It's pretty bad anatomy. So I am going to get rid of every single piece of it. Okay, so this is a job for Sinor Base, because Sinor Base is our best friend, because he is not a traitor, and he's also awesome to do poses. Okay, so I'm gonna look up Chibi Bases. Chibi Base. Then I'm going to open this. Then I'm going to go to a base that I feel comfortable with drawing and is close to my drawing style, which is these bases right here. They are also my favorite because they're super cute. I'm gonna look for one that I can use in a little cute fashion design. And that would have to be, this one right here. So I'm going to do some stuff. I'm going to go to Microsoft Accessories or Desktop Accessories or whatever it is, Accessories. Windows Accessories. I'm going to click Snipping Tool. I'm going to click New. And I'm going to copy this like so. I'm going to click copy, X, no, go to this, and then paste. It's a lot easier than saving, tell you that. But to break it down, I will enlarge it right here. You can already see some basic shapes. Like, for instance, we have a circle for the head, right there. Circle for the chest. Another circle for the chest. Circle for the shoulder. Circle for the shoulder. Arms. Wrist. And then a circle for the base of the leg. And then circles for the feet things, whatever you would call those. See? Then for the squares, I'm going to use the line tool and this light purple. You have a square right here for the neck. A sort of square shape here for the body. More of a trapezoid shape, but you get my drift. And then that is pretty much it, except for the rectangular shape chest. Like so. And then so forth, and you get the drill. So, easily with this information, I can obviously create a base. Now, I'm not going to create it like this particularly, but I am going to create it in my own fashion. And I am going to need very many shades of gray. Going to add that, and that. And for the base tone, I will use the lightest gray. And when I'm going to do this, I am going to use a single, like so. So you're going to take it like that. And then another good way to do this is by taking a line from where you want the head to be facing and from the bottom of the torso, or you get my drift. Like so. But I do not need that. I need a line tool and this. Create a face base and then create a line. Have a square right here, or more of a rectangle. Center it as the body. like that. Create more circles. Like that. And then to create a leg, I will do the same thing, but on the other side. Take this, and click copy, paste. Going to click this, move this a little bit over, create that, do that, a little bit higher, and then create 2 small circles. Like that. After doing something like that, I will do this. There's always room for mistakes in drawing, because when you're drawing, you learn from your mistakes no matter what. Even if you think, oh, they're mistakes and I'll never learn from them, you can always learn from your mistakes. Kind of like this. So now, what I am going to do, I'm going to take this line, this, I'm going to create some boundaries. If you're wondering what I mean by boundaries, I mean by shape boundaries. So, that is not a good shape boundary. The shape boundary is where you have a curve and an outland. An outland, by my terms, it's not a word, but it is a small little meaning for me. That means where your curve will land and how it will look. Now, curve lands might not always work for people. They work for me. Because I practice most of the time. Mostly in the real world, where I'm better at drawing on paper than I am on codes, as I should say, or something like that. I won't always be good at drawing, but I can always improve.